Hi everyone, Danelle here, owner of Bikram Yoga, Fremont Street. Thank you so much for being here. My goal is to inspire you so that you know you're capable of so much more than you think, and to share my thoughts and my perspectives as to why Bikram Yoga can give you lasting quality of life. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, then please listen to this video as well as my other videos on my channel. All these videos are from my 23 years experience of practicing, teaching, and then finally studio ownership. And because I talk to so many people and I've had countless conversations, I find that there are many common thoughts and ideas that unfortunately keep people from practicing Bikram yoga. So my hope is that these videos help you to find your way into a studio and to start living your life to the fullest. So today's topic is repetition. Now, this is a funny one that I get a lot of thoughts on, so I thought it would be good to do just a little quick video on it. So Bikram Yoga is all about repetition. And if you've never done Bikram Yoga, let me tell you a little bit what it is. So Bikram Yoga is a disciplined sequence of beginner level postures, and it is always the same. So we believe that the repetition allows you to become familiar with what is coming next, and this allows you to relax and to meditate more. Now, I do understand that there are definitely different schools of thought around that. Some people say that it's boring to do the same thing over and over. And some people I've heard say that they think that it keeps you stuck. And in a lot of ways, I totally get that. But for me, I personally love the repetition. And I'm going to point out some of the reasons why I love it, because I do believe that there are some really great aspects to repetition. In fact, there are many cultures that have traditions around it where it is highly valued, actually. For instance, when I went to massage school, I started learning a style of shiatsu called kata shiatsu. Now, kata in Japanese means form, or in this case, a choreographed pattern of movement. And before I learned shiatsu, I took a massage fundamentals class where we learned all these different various Swedish massage techniques. And then we were given this freedom to go out and do whatever we wanted with them. Now, in the beginning, this was really hard for me because I just didn't know what to do. But I didn't find that with shiatsu. It was different. With shiatsu, it had a specific form and a sequence, and I knew exactly what to do. And it felt more like a dance to me. So I loved the repetition. It's probably why I loved Bikram Yoga right from the very beginning. But I also found in my life that there are a lot of ways that repetition shows up for me, and I find that I really thrive with repetition. The Japanese also have a word called kaizen, which refers to something that is ongoing and continually improving. Because they believe that after you have repeatedly done something for 10 years, it's only then that you can be called a master. Now, that's repetition, if you ask me. So for me, I saw that with my shiatsu. So the more that I did it, the movements, they started to improve over time. And I was able to really fine tune all the little details. And over time, it started to become like a meditation for me. And this is also what I feel happens in my yoga room. It becomes a meditation. So the repetition allows me to focus more on all the little finer details. And this happens especially the longer that I practice. Another thing that I appreciate about repetition comes from my understanding of japa yoga. Now, japa in Sanskrit means meditative repetition of a mantra or the act of repeating mantras. And the goal of yoga is self-realization. So in this case, it's self-realization through the act of repeating mantras. And it's believed that when you focus on a mantra, it helps to quiet the habitual fluctuations of the consciousness. So basically, it quiets the mind. So it's believed that the mantra helps you to engage your mind and not only calm the mind, but helps you focus, and it can also help you control your breath more. And guess what our dialogue is? It's one big mantra. So our dialogue has a vibration to it and a consistency. And even though the teacher is going to bring their unique quality to it, you're still going to recognize the cadence of the dialogue. And that's going to help calm the mind because you know what's coming. And this aspect was really highlighted to me while we were shut down during COVID, because it was at this time that we were all mandated to stay home. And so we were closed, but we would do one Zoom class every day. This really became my lifeline during that time, something that I really looked forward to every day to get on and say hi to everybody. And it just felt really good to connect to humans, even if it was on Zoom. And so we would chat, and then it was time to start class. So we would settle in on our mats in front of the cameras, and then the teacher would begin. Toes and heels together, interlock the 10 fingers. And wow, right away, just from that, I noticed a huge shift in my body and in my mind. And immediately I went into this meditation mode, and my body knew exactly what we were doing. And I realized that there was so much comfort in this. And it gave me this really grateful feeling for the dialogue. And I remember being in awe of this understanding. So I really am so thankful that I got that understanding. And by the way, I am going to have a video about the dialogue. So check that one out. It's a good one. But anyways, I do see how it feels good to move differently. I mean, I do love the freedom that I get when I'm figure skating. And I also did grow to love the freedom of giving a Swedish massage. But I think it is a matter of personal preference, so there's no right or wrong. For me, when it comes to my yoga practice, the repetition is something that I personally love. The finer details, they continue even after 23 years to emerge for me. And when I change, my practice changes. The postures are always the same, but I'm different. So it really keeps me engaged. It keeps me curious about myself and really who I am through the process. So I wouldn't change it for anything. Anyways, I hope that that sheds maybe a new perspective on the repetition. And maybe if you weren't sure about Bikram Yoga because it's always the same, maybe the next time you go practice, maybe keep this in mind and see if it changes your mind. See if you can think about the repetition as a way to help you focus more and focus more on the finer details and see how that may change you or change your practice. Okay, I hope that helps. Be sure to check out my other videos on my channel. I'm going to address all types of topics. And again, my goal and my wish is for everyone to be living their lives to the fullest. We all deserve this. Thank you. Take care.